Good show, you guys. That was awesome.
Great.
Yeah, dude.
Good.
I like it when I'm right and convince Scott that I'm right.
It really burned a hole in me. It's absolutely what I want. I'm just so like skeptical of the companies coming together on any of these ideas, but
Well, I guess what I love
And you're
about
right to
that
be,
idea is that they don't have to come together if somebody writes a clever bot to do all that stuff.
Well, but then they can block the bot. That's always the
Well,
the
they
problem.
can, but eventually, eventually we'll get to a point where the bot can place voice phone calls on your behalf and actually just say, "Hi, I'm calling to sign up for this service." I'm
Well,
the
and even
personal
more so
assistant
than
to
that,
so-and-so.
you get to a point where the Netflixes and Hulus are showing like, yeah, no, this bot thing is actually pretty good for us. You just need to work out your old business model.
the internet finds a way, is what you're saying, and I agree with you. I wish it was something where they could just come together and go, yeah, this is a cool standard. Let's all do it. Everyone wins. But yeah, I don't
Ooh,
see.
that there's a Snap Wexley figure?
Sure, why not?
What?
A Snap Wexley. I don't know what that is either. Who is that?
Oh yeah, it's one of the Funko bobblehead things.
Is it Star Wars?
The pop figures.
These are all real words you're using, right?
Yeah. Snap Wexley is Greg Grunberg's character in The Force Awakens.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And the pop bobblehead, you've got a Princess Leia one sitting right in front of you, Brian.
Okay. How come? Why is Star Wars always bobbleheads? How come they can't do anything else at Funko with Star Wars stuff? Is there a rule? It's weird. If you notice that, they're all bobble.
I think Roger's trying to tell us we need to pick a title.
All right, Roger, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
Gobble.
Never be sorry about making us do our job.
Top, May the 4th go away. The second is mouse-based type machine. YouTube Red unplugged. You can and can't use IBM's quantum computer. Ha! Bloomberg, pronunciation is futile. Satoshi spinning in his graves.
Do you have a favorite?
I'm trying to find one that I like. I like
because
99
it's-
subscriptions, and title isn't one of them. But that's just because it's funny.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about title today.
Yeah.
It feels like a pot shot.
So YouTube Red, nothing really there's nothing that hits it for me for what you guys discussed.
YouTube Red Unplugged.
Then what's YouTube's deal? YouTube Infrared, Secret Squirrel on the Frontier Technology. Oh, that's your squirrel.
What if we just call it the perfect TV service?
Sure. We'll call it Ramona. My Ramona.
Ramona the Pesto Sauce.
Oh, not Ramona. Irona from Richie Rich.
Oh, okay. So we are overruling the fans today.
But there's also a la carte overload from Beatmaster.
Okay.
That's pretty good, actually.
What if you have a bundle of bundles? That's gonna be funny.
Scott, Brian,
I'm fine. I ain't got a dog in this fight.
Either. No skin in this game. What's another metaphor for it? There's no horse in this race.
I haven't eaten a cat. I didn't do it.
All right, a la carte overload. Let's go with that. I actually like that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I think everything's in flux. We're just at that period where everything is, everyone's gaming for a position.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true.
We're in the middle of a really hard Hearthstone match.
Netflix, the reason we could say like Netflix is doing it right is Netflix just started their streaming service, in the middle of the 2000s. So they already were like, we're free of any constraints. We could just go with where we think this is going and give them credit for being a little prescient of where it would be going. But if you're Comcast, Time Warner Cable, you have these legacy business models, and it's much harder to deal with.
It's a little bit like the way Apple handled stuff with the iPhone is they only had it do what they knew it could do well and absolutely nothing else. And likewise, Netflix is like, these are the things we definitely could get licenses to that don't require advertising, that aren't region locked, or I guess this is the region we could do it in, and that's all we're going to do.
I mean, it's interesting that a lot of the models that they have, or at least when it comes to content, is very like what you guys are. I think it was Scott or maybe you, Brian, were saying that a lot of it is kind of like what cable television is, where you do kind of have all these bundles. But what's more interesting is like a lot of the content still content produced by someone else. There is in-house production in Hulu, YouTube,
Right.
and Netflix, but it isn't a bulk of that content, so they still have to pay those content generators.
Well, in some cases, like Netflix originals can be bought on iTunes. Like, you don't even have to have Netflix to get some of that stuff.
I mean, and, it's funny. It's because they can never give that up, really. Because then why would you ever go to sign up for Netflix, right? If you could buy anything that they create separately, other than to get like a package deal on the stuff.
Right. It's all very weird.
Well, I mean, cable television went through the same thing. I mean, there's a reason why Discovery is as big as it is, and they don't produce anything in-house. They literally have people bid on ideas that they want done, and production companies come out and say like, well, okay, pitch us some ideas. You submit a pilot or whatever, and they say, okay, yeah, maybe we could run this for like so many episodes for a season. We'll buy you a season. We'll buy a season off you. And it's really fascinating because people don't realize how thin the margins are for the production companies that make them. Like they think, oh, it's TV, they make lots of money. It's like, no, these guys are like scraping hand and foot trying to get stuff done under budget because Discovery only pays so much money.
Yeah, when there were 3 networks back in the day, and all you had to do was be the big 3, well then, there's a lot more money to be spent in bigger chunks.
You have Dinosaur.
Yeah. Stoic Squirrel says, I didn't know Discovery doesn't produce things in-house. How common is that? That's the norm.
Yeah.
The way the system works these days is usually have a production company that specializes in producing television. Then you may have another production company that specializes in actually executing television. Like we hire photogs and equipment. They'll team up and they'll contract with a content network that's like, we want this done, and then there might be a third party that brings in the pitch that's like, we're the ones who have the idea and we're gonna bring it to you. So it's almost, it would be rare for all of that to happen under one roof usually.
And the Discoveries, the TLCs, the History Channels, they try to limit risk as much as possible, which is why they don't produce anything in-house. They don't want to carry something that might not be successful. I mean, if you take it something that's really came out like that did super well as MythBusters, and for that it's kind of a different trap. They'll try to keep it in spinning as long as possible, to the point that even when the 2 hosts don't want to do the show anymore, they just throw like a stack of cash at them. It's like, all right, just sign up for one more round, and we'll give you all this stuff.
Well, and now they're even doing the reality show that's not the MythBusters, but it's like the hunt for the new MythBusters that implies but does not promise that there would be a new MythBusters show down the road.
Well, they tried doing other MythBusters style shows when MythBusters, because they knew they couldn't keep
Smash Lab and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they all sucked giant ding dongs.
Yep.
Right. So it's
the Hostess product.
The metaphor.
The chocolate covered thing, yeah, got it.
I don't know. It's weird. That business is so. I'm sure you know this very well, Brian, but that business is not only crazy, but it's so like everything you know about office politics goes up 100%.
Well, and plus, I mean, here's the real fact, and I don't think I'm speaking from any insider knowledge here, but nobody knows how to make a hit show. Everybody's convinced they know how to make a hit show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It is the weirdest thing, and they speak so confidently. Stuff gets on the air not because it was good or tested well or whatever, but just because it was so-and-so's pet project, and now he's been gotten a raise and is the VP of new development or whatever.
Yeah. And everyone, so this is the terrible open secret about at least cable television. I can't speak for like Netflix or anything, but there's a lot of stupid people running those places, a lot of them, and it's just you would literally just like if you could, you would just run your head into a wall because you're like.
That's not a verifiable fact.
No, it's true. It's true. It's totally true, Tom.
That's not a testable hypothesis.
It doesn't matter. That's what makes that declaration so awesome.
Because you set it up like, here's an open secret.
It is.
They're duty heads. That's the open
I don't
secret.
know. It is. I'm just saying. You know what? If there were smart heads, there were the Lone Ranger movie would have.
There's also a lot of psychological studies that say all of us think everyone else is stupid.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we all
we're
think
the
we're
same.
above average.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm above average. I know I'm pretty much at average. I've never claimed to be different.
You might still be overestimating. I'm not saying you are.
Oh,
It's not
wow.
me saying that.
Wow.
I'm not. I think you're above average, Roger.
You know, I don't even think a squirrel bit into your pipeline. You were probably doing something in the backyard and you cut it.
I was the squirrel. Oh yeah, I did never follow up on that story.
This is good. I want to hear this.
Yeah, so I get an email last night from Allison Sheridan, who, again, very nicely let me use her bandwidth on Monday while my internet was, in fact, still out. And she's like, hey, check this out. Do you know about Nextdoor? And, of course, anybody who's watched our post show knows that we were always talking about Nextdoor with Jenny. And I was like, oh, yeah, but I haven't really been paying attention to it. Turns out I should have been, because the president of the West Coast region for Frontier Internet lives in my neighborhood.
Whoa.
And was on our Nextdoor personally handling complaints and like giving people her email address, saying, I will take care of this. And then it culminates in her on Monday, while I was at Allison's in the afternoon, saying, we have tracked down the problem to this intersection, which is right nearby me. And I am on the scene investigating it with the techs. The next post is, turns out a squirrel chewed through the cable. And that has caused the outage at this node for all of these houses. So they fixed that. And then she says in a separate post, this apparently is a common problem at this location. So we are putting extra shielding on it.
I could have sworn it was Minox chewing on the power lines.
Yeah.
That's
Minox.
Maybe they could just put dog barks. Aren't squirrels afraid of dogs, or is that just a...
My dog has killed a squirrel.
Whoa.
Wow.
They got a reason to be afraid of dogs.
It wasn't Django. It was Sawyer. The little
I
the
believe
little
it,
ones. The little ones you got to watch out for.
Never trust the Sawyer. Always a bad character on that show. Always up to something. Never knew what was quite going
He
on.
killed a rat, too.
Wait, what show are you talking about?
Lost.
Uh,
Remember
goodness.
Lost? That was a thing for a while. Remember that?
Sawyer
No, I
also
never watched it.
hid all of our medicine one time and wouldn't let us access it without paying it. No, that's the show. Sorry, that's nothing.
I had fun in here today.
It's a good
Yeah,
show.
good time.
I did it. I got so much crap going on. It was just a night. I don't know. It didn't feel like work. It felt like a nice break with
Awesome, man.
pals.
That's great.
Yeah. With friends. So you guys are Saturday for your meetup?
Yes, sir. Very excited about it.
Perfect time for Veronica to go to a wedding. So she's not there.
I know,
Oh.
man. Bad timing.
She's not happy about that. She told me.
We're
Because
not
those
happy
guys
about
never
that either.
schedule anything, and the first time they do, I'm out of town.
Not, I'm just saying. You could choose between your friend's wedding. No, that's horrible. I'm gonna say.
Right. You laugh.
Well, whose
Yeah,
friends are more important is really what you need to ask.
That's kind of where I was going, yeah. But, weddings and live night attacks, which ones happen more often?
Yeah. Point. Actually, live night attacks.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably true.
I don't know what the averages are, but that sounds about right.
Hey, I got an order for ink shares.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you, Gordy. Gordy just ordered copy 528.
528K.
Yeah.
Or wait, no.
Well, it'd be 512. Copy 512 came in earlier, and I should have thanked the person for the nice round number.
Send them a really old USB stick or something.
Yeah. Actually, I have a couple 512 USB sticks
Yeah.
around.
I have a 256 over here somewhere.
Those are useless.
Useless.
All right. I'm almost done here, guys.
You get the time.
All right. Thank you all for enjoying the show. Or if you didn't enjoy the show, thanks for hanging around anyway. Wow. That's dedication.
Thanks for hate watching.
We'll see you tomorrow.